Good morning, everyone. My topic for this morning is all about language and gender. Language and gender. One of the major pragmatic factors affecting the acquisition of CC virtually in every language, the effect of one sex on both production and reception of the language. Specifically, the difference between the way males and females speak have been noted for some time now. Language and gender is an interdisciplinary field of research that studies varieties of speech in terms of gender, gender relation, gendered practices, and sexuality. Did you know that among American English speakers, girls have been found to produce more standard language than boys, a pattern that continues and through adulthoods? Males place more values in conversational interaction on status and report talk, competing for the floor, while females values connection and rapport, fulfilling their role as more cooperative and facilitative conversationalist, concerned for their partner's positive face needs. So, the main reason why females are better at language learning than males is because they lies in their brains, how their brains process the language. Thus, females more creative and engaged in learning than males, while males learn better with the help of visualization and hearing, while females process languages for more efficiently. Caribbeans, males and females, must entirely different gender for markings for abstract nouns. Japanese women's and men's language is differentiated by formal syntactic variance, intonation, and pattern in nonverbal expressions. Sexiest language. Language that either call unnecessary attention to gender or is demanding to one gender. Writers are cautioned to refrain from using what we used to call the generic. Be instead the pluralize or to use he or she. Like for example, stewardesses, flight attendants, chairmen, chairs, policemen, police officers. Unfortunately, the signs of the decline of this sort of language are now visible, observed in various studies. Current constructivist position generally prefer to view gender as one of many factors that enter in the communication. The speaker, the setting, the cultural context, and the interactions of ethnicity, class, gender, power, sexual orientation, and wide array of the other social phenomena. Discourse style. Use of language in different styles depending on the context of communicative act in terms of subject matter, audience, occasion, shared experience, and purpose of communication. Set of convention for selecting words, phrases, discourse, and nonverbal language in specified context. Styles vary considerable within a single language user's dialect. So there are 5 most common classification of speech styles using the criterion of formality by Martin Jones on 1967. Oratorical style. Number 1. Used in public speaking before a large audience, wording is carefully planned in audience. Intonation is somewhat exaggerated, numerous rhetorical devices are appropriate. So, for example, a toast. Okay, a toast. A toast is one of example of an oratorical piece that is often short. At a wedding, for example, there may be several toasts or short oratorical speeches that go something like this. Good morning, everyone. I would like to offer a toast to the happy couple. Just like that. So, number 2, deliberative style. Addressing to large audience to permit effective interchange between speakers and hearers. Example, a typical university or a classroom. So, for example, political speeches, formal presentation, proposal, social justice, and campaigns. So, the third one is consultative style. Typically, a dialogue through formal enough that words are chosen with some care. Example, business, transaction, doctor, patient, and conversation. So to consult the doctor, like that. Doctor, patient, conversation. So, casual style. So, casual style, typical conversation between friends or colleagues or members of family. Words need not be guarded and social barriers are moderately low. So, for example, some like the relation between speaker and hearer is close, so they can usually use word or term repetition or frequently, and it happens in conversation between parents to their children, friends, family members, and etc. So, number 5 and last, intimate style, characterized by complete absence of social inhibitions, talk with family, loved ones, and very close friends where our inner self is revealed. So, intimate style language is completely private language developed within families or lovers and closest friends. So, example of intimate is a friend to whom you tell your feelings. So, the definition of intimate is private or personal things or feelings. An example of intimate is the type of feelings written in your diary. So, style difference in style can be conveyed in body language, gesture, eye contact, and the like, all very difficult aspect of language for the learner to acquire. So, register stylistic variation which incorrectly used as a synonym for style, identified by certain phonological variants, vocabulary, idioms, and other expressions that are associated with different occupation or socioeconomic groups. Colleagues in the same occupation of profession use certain jargon to communicate, excluding eavesdrops. Example, trucks, air pilot, salesperson, and farmers use and praise unique to their own group. So, for example, if you're riding an airplane, so George is flying the plane now. Let's kick the tires and fly and light the fire. So like that. So they use words and phrases unique to their own group. Number 3, nonverbal communication. Interactive language function in which social contact is of key importance and in which it is not what you say that counts but how you say it. What you convey with body language, gesture, eye contact, physical distance, and other nonverbal messages. So, it uses gesture, paralinguistics such as loudness or tone of voice, body language, proxemics or personal space, eye gaze, haptics, and etc. So, kinesics, the use of the body language in unique but clearly interpretable ways. Kinesics. As universal as kinesics communication is, there is a tremendous variation cross-culturally and cross-linguistically in the specific interpretation of gesture. Humans be all move their heads, blink eyes, move around and hands, but the significance of this movement varies from the society to society. So like for example, you use your Use your hands, use your blink of the eyes, body movements, like that. Kanang manipat, kanang ginana. For example, culture, for example, agreement, yes, no, come here. Lack of interest, I don't know. Flirting signal, sexually signal. Insult, out, absence, gesture. So, eye contact. Eye contact is a nonverbal communication which occurs when two people look at each other's eyes at the same time. Eye contact, eye signal interest, boredom, empathy, hostility, attraction, understand, misunderstanding, and other message. The nonverbal language of each culture has different ways of signaling such as messages. An important aspect of unfettered and ambiguous conversation in a second language is the acquisition of convention for conveying messages by means for eye signaling. So, eye contact is an important nonverbal social cue because it projects confidence, self-esteem, and assertiveness. According to a study from EDAP Research Institute, eye contact shows a personal social hierarchy and dominance in a conversation. So that's all. Thank you and good morning.